Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. So today is gonna be another eyeshadow collection, and this is gonna be my Jeffree Star eyeshadow collection. I actually have 14 of his eyeshadow collection and like from the eyeshadow palettes from his collection, and I'm actually really proud to own all of these. And you have these ones and these ones. And I'm gonna show you what the palette looks like, the packaging, the inside, and swatches on my arm, and of course tell you a little bit about what I think about the palette. So I hope you're gonna enjoy this video, because I love filming these kind of videos. So I'm first gonna start with this palette, which is the Beauty Killer palette, and I don't own this one for too long, but I actually really like the color story. And I actually really like this pink cute packaging. And it was the actual first palette Jeffree Star Cosmetics owned, but it wasn't the palette I owned from the it wasn't the first palette I owned from his collection. Inside of the palette looks like this. Really pretty color story, very bright colors, and I love how big the pens are. And just like I did with my previous eyeshadow palette collection videos, I'm gonna do row by row. So this one has 2 rows, so this is the second. This is the first row and this is gonna be the second row. And this is the first row of the Beauty Killer palette. So this is the shade Star Power, Princess, Violent, Rich Bitch, and Courtney. This is the second row of the palette. This one is called Expensive, Confession, Vanity, China White, which is almost my perfect skin tone match. And then we have Black Rainbow, which is a very weird color, because not sure if you can see, but wait. It has like these glitters in it, in the black color, and these glitters are actually blue, pink, gold, and it looks so beautiful. So I actually do like this palette a lot. I was so happy to find it, and this color is absolutely my favorite color of the palette, and it's so such an easy color, but this is like the color that's the closest to my skin tone, so I always use this one as a base color for my makeup. Then I'm gonna go on with the second palette that I own, which is the Androgyny palette. Looks like this. And I actually use this palette to create this eye look that I have on today, and I already have a video of how you can make this look on my channel, so I will link that in the eye, because this was like actually my go-to makeup about a year ago, which I always used to do when I went to parties and stuff like that. I do like to use the whole top row for that, because it's very easy to use, very everyday colors for me. And the bottom row, I recently used a couple colors of those. In my other video that's already on my channel, I recreated a look from Sarah Loves Makeup, which I will link in the eye too. And just like the previous one, we're gonna do 2 rows of this palette. And this is the very first row of the palette. I actually love the shimmers of this palette. They look so shiny and they glide on so easily. So this is the color Frosting, Safe Word, Charm, Deja Vu, and Dominatrix. And this is the second row of this palette, which are actually like a little bit darker shades. So this one is called Androgyny, Fetish, Military, Poison, and Swallow. And a thing I can tell you about this palette is that the swatches on the arm sometimes look a little bit patchy, but they don't look like that on the eye. Like, as you can see, they actually look really pretty on the eye, and they are actually really blendable. The swatches are just like not that amazing. But I use this palette like a lot, and you can see that in some of the shades where the imprints are actually almost gone. And then I have a palette that is not available anymore, but was one of the very first palettes from Jeffree Star that I bought, and I'm actually still like really happy with the one, and it's the Thirsty one. So I love the color story. Well, this one used to be a skin tone color, but I used all of it because that was my base color, so I used that for every look I did. And now I'm using the China White color, which looks very similar, is a little bit wider than this color. But I love the different colors, the brighter colors on the top, the bottom, a couple darker colors. And I really like these glitter shades. They're so different from what he usually has, because they're like straight up glitter, and when you put them on your eyes they fall a little bit on your cheek, but it's easy to take that away and it looks stunning like for the whole day. And just like I did with the previous ones, there are gonna be 3 rows in this one, and of course I can't show you this shade, but like keep in mind it was a skin color shade just like my skin color, so like doesn't have anything in there anymore, so I can't swatch this one, but I do swatch all the other ones, and this is row 1, 2 and 3. And this is the first row. These are more warm tone colors, but they look very pretty. The very first color, which you can't see but was like a skin tone color for me, is called Parch. Then we have Taste Buds, then we have Bitch with a exclamation point. Then we have Kumquat, and then we have Stroke. These are the glittery metallic shimmer shades, and I will show you them with my flashlight on, because they look like amazing. As you can see, so sparkly, so beautiful. Like, I can't get enough of these shades. So this one is called Divine, Filthy Rich, Lick, Snatched and Plunge, and these ones are actually like feeling very creamy when you have them on your finger, and like this is just one dip in with my finger. Like, it's so much product and they're very easy to use. I'm like actually really sad that he discontinued this palette because it was one of my favorites. Then we have the last row of this palette. Actually very pretty, nice to use colors, especially for the summer. So this one is called Subtile, Quench, Submerge, Splash and Dizzle. All matte colors. The only glitter colors in this palette is the middle part. And I think this is actually like one of my favorite palettes. I love the whole concept of the Thirsty with the very cool 3-dimensional drips on the palette, because it was a summer palette, and that's why I like really love these colors, because they are like amazing for summer. And then I'm gonna go on with my 4th palette, which is the Alien palette, and it's already a discontinued one. I love the way this palette looks. It's so big, like it's bigger than my head, and these eyes are actually 3D, as you can see. Really cool. It has a different way of opening, and I actually love the concept of this palette. Like, you slide it to this way, then you open it, and it has magnetic thing, so it always go back to the middle, which is very nice. It has a mirror here too, and this is what the color story looks like. Very pretty. These aren't all of the colors which I normally use for an everyday. Well, I could use this for an everyday because there are a couple colors in here, and I should actually like use this color palette more because it's so pretty. And what I'm gonna do with the swatch lines is, this is row 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna do these 6 for row 4. Here we have the first row of the Alien palette. Very pretty shiny colors, except this one. And this one is called Pluto, Titan, Alien and Interstellar. And like, these shimmers are like really pretty, and I love the Alien shade. Like, take a look at that, it's so pretty. And this is the second row of the Alien palette. So This first one is called Abduction, UFO, Gravity, and Martian Soul. And again, very pretty colors, and they fit the theme perfectly. And here is the third row of the Alien palette with a very weird glitter color, which looks brown goldish, very cool. And this first shade is called Flying Saucer, Phone Home, Moon Rock, and X-Files. We have the last shades in this palette. Two of them, which are these two, actually have a very weird shift to them. Like, the first one is brown with a green undertone, and the other one is green with a brown undertone, which looks very interesting. So this color is called Ghost OG, Area 51, Space Cowboy, Prop, Tall Grey, and Black Hole. And I don't think this palette is like for everyone, because it has like weirdish colors and not everyone would use these, but I think this would feed this theme of the Alien palette with all of these weird-ish green purplish colors fit totally perfect in this palette. And I'm very happy to have this in my collection. And then we're gonna go in with a little bit more of a colored palette. I actually have both of these, the mini and the big Jawbreaker palette. So I'm gonna start with the mini first. And I love the like turnaround packaging, like the text here is pink, this palette is pink, the text is white, and this palette is white. It looks so pretty, and I love like the Jawbreaker sprinkles all over it. And the palette looks like this. I love this color story. You can make like really pretty orangey looks like I usually do, or a pretty purple look, or like a natural look with just a pop of color from this palette would look very pretty. And this one has 3 rows, so obviously row 1, row 2 and row 3. So this is the first row of the palette, and this color is called Double Scoop, Orange Crush, and Foreplay. And Orange Crush has actually, I'm not sure if you can see, no, you can't really see. It actually has a little bit of a gold sparkle in it, but you can, I like barely see it, but that means it's not 100% matte, and when you go into the sun, probably like see a little bit of a shine in this color. This is the second row of the palette with 2 shimmers. I actually love this shimmer. It has like this pink undertone with a purple shimmer on it. It looks so pretty, and of course this very pretty gold shimmer is amazing too. So the first one is called Oral, then we have Purple Punch, and then we have Slice. And this is the last row of this palette with a very pretty purpley glitter color. So the pink one is called Bubblegum, then you have Bite Me and Hot Fudge. And I actually like love that he has a mini and a bigger one, and there's one color from this palette that you are going to see in this palette, and that's the color Bubblegum, so that's the pink color. So of course we have the tiny one done now, and we're gonna go on with the big one. So this is what the packaging looks like, very pretty and pink, with the same Jawbreaker effect as the tiny one. And the inside looks like this. I love this color story. It has so many pastel colors in it. Very spring-like, very cute. Like, very easy to use colors, I think. Not for everyone, but like for me, probably, yeah. And we're gonna do them in rows again. So first row, second row, third row, and fourth row, of course. And this is the very first row of the palette with all matte shades. So the first one is called Virgin. Then we have Good Morning, Bubblegum, which is the same shade as in the mini palette, Wow, Suck, and Licorice. And this is the second row of the palette with 2 shimmers, like you can see here, and I think this is actually my favorite row from the whole palette. Just look at this pretty pastel colors and then the two amazing shimmers. So we start with Cute, Fuck, Gumdrop, Snack, Brain Freeze and a Jawbreaker. And this is the third row of this palette with 3 glitter shades, which is this red one, the orange one and the pink one. This one is called And What with a question mark. Then we have orange juice, sour, soaked, raspberry and cotton candy. Then we have the last row of the palette with 2 shimmers, the yellow one and the purple one. So this one is called Lemon Drop, Bite Me, Cherry Wet, Tasty, Cone and Delicious. I think some people are like really gonna enjoy this one if you really like pastel colors, and if you like some brighter like shimmer colors, this is like very pretty. And then I'm gonna go on with the opposite palette of the Jawbreaker palette, which is the cremated palette. And I love that Jeffree had put it himself on the front of this palette. Like almost nothing is photoshopped except this part. And Lipstick Nick did such a great job at doing Jeffree's makeup for this shoot. So this is a gray toned palette. Looks really pretty and very easy to make a smoky look with or a soft look with the lighter colors. So again, we have 4 rows, so that means 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, the shade here is my go-to inner corner color, and I actually have that in my inner corner right now. And the first row of the palette looks like this, very dark. It has 3 shimmers, which are the black one, the grayish one and the silver gray one. The black one is called Hers. Then we have Angel of Death, Grave Digger, Death Certificate, RIP and Fall Barrier. We have the second row of the palette, and you see a little bit of the glitter, but that's from the last row, because these two are the only glitters on this row. So at first we have the color Inherent, then we have Wednesday, Mortuary Beautycan, Last Look, Solemnly Swear, and the Morgue. At least I'm hoping I pronounced those ones right. And this is what the third row look like. This is one glitter shade, and this one do have a little bit of a shimmer to the shades. So the first one is called Mausoleum, Embalmed, Eulogy, Life Endurance, Last Respect, and Goodbye. And this is what the last row looks like. And we have 2 shimmers in here, this one, and they both look like very shiny and shimmery, so pretty. So this one is called Obituary. Then we have Burial Gown, Afterlife, which is one of my favorite inner corner eyeshadow colors. Then we have Casket Ready, Death Blow, and Diamond Ashes, which looks like amazing. Oh. And this is actually like not a palette that everyone would like, because like not everyone does need all of these colors. I actually don't think I needed all of these colors, but I do collect like a little bit of his eyeshadow, because eyeshadow is my favorite part of the whole makeup look. And like I actually love the bottom row and the top row, I think, the most. These in between sometimes are a little bit too similar for me, but I do love all of the shiny ones in this palette. And then I have 2 palettes again, which is a bigger one and a tinier one. These are the Conspiracy and the Controversy palette from Jeffree Star x Shane Dawson. And if you like follow Jeffree Star, this was the 2 palettes from, well, one of the lipsticks that I'm wearing from this whole collection. And this was actually from the videos that they posted on Shane Dawson's channel. And there was this whole thing where they showed us how much money there goes into making these palettes and what they all have to do to get these palettes like to us. So that was like really cool, and actually one of the reasons why I wanted these palettes like really bad, even though I do like both of these palettes very much. So again, I'm gonna start with the tiny one, and this is the mini controversy palette. Yeah, it looks very nice with these very pretty chrome like shimmers. And this is what the inside the inside looks like. I did bought this one later on because the put it back shade wasn't there yet. There was another shade, but everyone was like, well, we need the green shade, so he got it put it back, and it's in the middle. And like the previous mini I did, 1, 2 and 3. And this is the first row of the palette with one shimmer, which is this one. So the purple color is called Exposed. This is Diet Root Beer, and this is My Boyfriend's Purse. This is the second row of the palette with actually two shimmers, which are these ones, but this one is like a little bit darker and this one is way brighter. So the first one is called Controversy. This one is called Put It Back. Like I just said, everyone raved about this color, like it's amazing, such a pretty color green. And then we have the color My Apology. We have the last row, and this first one is called Flat Earth. Then we have Cancelled, and very pretty shiny blue is called the Stimulation. I actually really like the concept of the palette, and I actually really like that it's like the mini from this one. I usually like the bigger one more, but I do really like this one. I haven't used it that much because it's not like the best color story that he has, I think, because this blue row like could make you one look, but it's like kind of a random colors, and like you could do a look from this, but I don't do it that often, even though I really like to have this in my collection. So now we're gonna go on with the Conspiracy palette. It's so pretty. It opens like this, which is very cool when you open it like a box. And this is what the colors looks like. So we have 3 rows. This is the first row of colors, and then you have this one and this one and this one, which are glitter shades. So the very first one is called Ranch, My Pills, Tanacon, Diet Root Beer, which was in the tiny palette too. Then we have Just a Theory and Spiraling, and Just a Theory is like such a pretty brown color, like look at it, it's so beautiful. And this is what the second row looks like. And this one has 2 shimmers, which is the beginning one and the pink one. And this one is called Conspiracy. Then we have Pigment, which means like written like a pig, like that's why it's pink. Then we have Food Videos, Trisha, Cheese Dust, and Flaming Hot. And this is what the third row looks like, and I think this very bright shiny shade is actually like the favorite color from this whole palette for me. So we start with What's the Tea with a question mark. Then we have Diet Coke. Well, it says Diet Cola, but like most Americans say Diet Coke, I think, at least that's what I heard. Then we have Not a Fact, Sleep Paralysis, Illuminate, and My Right is Here. I just think the overall look of this palette looks very interesting with the way it opens, like the circles, the half written text, the like triangle thing with the Shane Dawson thingy, with Jeffree Star logo, Shane Dawson thingy, which looks very cool. And then I really like the color story of it. It has like something different. It has like these brighter ones, these nude ones, and a little bit of a darker color inside. So it actually has like lots of things to use. Okay, so now I'm gonna go with 2 palettes, and one of these is actually like the very first one I bought, which is the Blood Sugar together with the Thirsty palette. And then I have the mini Blood Sugar palette, and these are actually like one of, well, 2, but actually this one is one of my favorite palettes from the whole Jeffree Star collection. So I'm gonna start with the tiny one, which is newer than the blood sugar, because this was from the blood sugar when he had like, oh, blood sugar is like for so long, so I'll make a mini one with the whole collection. So that was really cool. So I actually really like that he put it himself on here with such a pretty look. If it focuses, yes, it focuses. So pretty. And then you have this glitter line over it. And the palette itself look like this. This actually like, I thought there were no new colors in here. Actually like, well, a fully mini from the big palette, which I think is really nice because I took this one with me on vacation. Like it almost has all my favorite colors of this palette in this mini palette. But I'm first going to show you the swatches of the mini palette, and just like I did with the other mini palettes, I'm going to do row by row. So I actually changed my mind because there's one different color in this one, so I'm gonna swatch the one different first, and then we're gonna jump into this one because these ones like actually are the same colors that are in this one. So when I'll swatch these, I'll tell you which one are in the mini palette. So the new one is this very pretty red with a gold sparkles. Like when you put a shine on it, like you can really see the shiny sparkles. It looks so pretty and I love this shade. This is what the first row looks like. We have one glitter here and the rest is all matte. And then we have the shade Glucose, which is in the mini 2. We have the shade Sugarcane, which is in the mini. Then we have the color Cake Mix, which is one of my favorite crease colors, together mixed with a sugarcane. Then we have the color Ouch, which is in a mini palette. We have the color Donor and the color Intravenous. I hope I'll say that correctly. Something out, and I think I needed to share. So this is one of the second row, which is Candy Floss, which is one of my favorite shades, and this is Candy Floss in the mini palette. They look a little bit different. Look, they look a little bit different, and the same with the Ouch color. Like, they look different too. That's so weird. But like, you know what I mean, it's like almost the same color. Maybe it like faded because I have the blood sugar bomb for longer, and maybe that's why the colors are a little bit different, but I just wanted to share this. And here we have the second row with two of my favorite shimmers, these two. And this one is called Candy Floss, and this one is in the mini and in the normal palette. Then we have Tongue Pop, Sweetener, which is in the mini palette too, Gravity, O Positive, and Root Canal. And here we have the last row, and we have this very pretty red shining color here. So the first one is called Prick, and it's in the mini palette too. Then we have Cherry Soda, which is in a mini palette too. We have Fresh Meat, Blood Sugar, which is like this sparkly red color. Then we have Extraction and Coma, which is in the mini palette too. And like, this palette is like my favorite color story ever. It looks so pretty. I love the red packaging. I love the whole concept of this. And the color story is like so pretty with the shiny colors and all the matte colors. I have 3 more palettes to go. And I'm gonna start with the blue one. I actually got this one from my boyfriend on last Valentine. Well, not this Valentine, but like Valentine from last year. And I actually like, I love this packaging. It opens up like this, and bam, here you have the whole blue palette. And you can make such pretty looks with it. You can actually even make a neutral looks with this palette, which is really cool. And again, 3 rows, so we do 3 times on my arm. So this is the first row of the palette. I did swatch it on my other arm because the left arm that I normally swatch it on was a little bit stained from all the red colors. So you have 2 shimmers on here, which I think are like the prettiest. This first one is called Kalinen. I don't know how to pronounce that. Then we have Month Tea, Crystal Flash, I'm Cold, Untouchable, and then we have Priceless. This is the second row of the palette. So we're starting off with this color, which is Power. Then we have Blue Blood. Then this one has a little bit of a shine in it. It's called Deceased. Then we have Ice Tray, which is this really pretty icy blue. Then we have a Blue Monday and Flourishing, which is more of a green color. Then we have the last row of this palette. I'm not sure if you can see the shade. The shades actually are really similar to my skin tone. It's called Wealthy. Then we have Celebrity Skin. It's very pretty shiny greenish color. It's called Entitled. Then we have Ocean Eyes, which is a very pretty sparkling blue color. Amazing with like almost real glitters, as you can see here on the top. And then we have Cremated and Undertaker. And I actually really like this palette, and the reason why my boyfriend bought it for me is because I didn't have a blue palette yet, and his favorite color is blue, so he thought it was like really nice to do so, and I thought it was really sweet. Then we have two palettes left, which are the Bloodlust Palette, one of the prettiest packaging I own, and then we have the Pink Religion Palette, which I previously did a video of. So we're gonna start with the Bloodlust Palette. It's like so pretty. It's like velvety purple. It looks like how soft it looks. That's like actually the way it is. It has this crown on top of it, and like it's it's really big, like really big, and it has this very pretty thing, like which opens like this, and then you have the palette. So what I'm gonna do is I'll put these two with the first row. So this is gonna be row 1, row 2, and row 3 to make it easier. I actually really like this color story. I would have preferred like to have a little bit more purple inside of it, but I still think it looks really pretty. And like this one and this one actually have like a different kind of glitter, which looks very nice, and I love, obviously. I think why I love this so much is my favorite color is actually purple, so that's why my background is purple. Like it's my wall, and that's why I love this packaging. Like it's so pretty. Oh my god. And this is what the first row looks like. We have the shiny color here, the shiny color, and then the glittery color. Very, very pretty. This is actually the very first shade here, but you can like barely see it. It's called Your Majesty, but it looks very close to my skin tone. Then we have this very pretty shiny purple color, which is called Take the Crown. We have this purple color, which is called Divide. I think I pronounced it correctly, I'm not sure. Then we have a Beauty Sleep, which is this very pretty peach, well, not peach, like pink purple shifting color. Then we have this very pretty glittery topper shade in pink color, and it's called a Wet Jewel. Then we have a Royal Pain. And here we have the second row with a lot of shimmers, because from here till here are all like shimmers or glitters. So the first one here is called Dungeon. Then we have Scandal Water. This one is like a very special color. It's like brown with a purple glitter on it. Like it has a brown undertone, and it's called Sworn Enemy. Then we have like the same as on the row above this, like this topper kind of color. It's called Pink Magic, but it looks like pink purple to me. Then we have this like kind of shiny red color, which is called Bleeding Heart. And then we have Executioner, which is actually like a black color with purple glitter in it. I'm gonna show you with my flashlight. I hope you can see. Oh yes, you can see, like these glitters are all purple. Like that's amazing. It's so pretty. And then we have the last row of the palette, which are actually like all matte except this one. So the first one is called High King. Then we have Vivid Mood, Monarchy, Blood Queen. This a greenish color is called Vile Serpent. And then we have Betrayal, which like very pretty shine to it. I actually think like the packaging of this palette, just like I said, is like the best because he hasn't done anything like this. It looks so luxe, and even when you open it, it looks very luxe. It has like this big mirror and the colors are like really pretty. I don't think this is easy for everyone to use for an everyday look, but like I could use this for an everyday if this was the only eyeshadow palette I would own. And then we have the last palette, which is called the Pink Religion palette, and it looks like a book. It looks so cool. This is like a newer one, and I actually like love this color story. And I did do a video of this palette, so I'm gonna insert the swatches from that video. So when I'm gonna show you the colors of this palette, I'm gonna show them row. So this is the first row, this is the second row, and this is the third row. This pink shiny color is called Princess Crown. The second color is called Pink Religion. This very bright pink color is called Prom Night. The next to that one is called Jeffree's World. The little darker one is called Beauty Killer. And the very last one is called Handbag Queen. So the first shade here is called Saint Star. This color is called Strawberry Youth. Then we have the color Diva. Very shiny color is called Candy Cathedral, which is this one obviously. Then we have a more red shade which is called Holy Fire. And then we have Dollhouse LN with a dot at the end. So this very light, pretty shiny shade here is called Frosting Cold. This next to it is called Sugar Savior. Then we have Lollipop Luxury, Pink Fever, Fashion Fade, and the darkest color is called Vatican Vanity. But I love this palette, I love the color story on here. I just wish there were a little bit more glitters in this palette, just like I said in my previous video, which I'm gonna link in the eye. But I do love like the whole range of all the pink colors, because I didn't have anything like really much pink in my whole collection. As you can see, like are all my Jeffree Star eyeshadow palettes. I'm really happy to have all of these in my collection. I obviously want more because I am like kind of wanting them all, but I think like this palette just look pretty, they perform really nice, like they're like amazing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you like to see what I have in my collection. And if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. That will make me like so happy. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Turn on the notifications so you get a notification every time I upload a brand new video. And comment down below which palette you have, which color you like the most, which palette you like the most, or which palettes I don't have and I absolutely should. Yay! Damn, talking is hard. Okay, so comment down below which palette I should absolutely buy, which I don't have in my collection from Jeffree Star yet. So I hope you have a nice day and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!